Angry guy here. And simps are becoming passport bros, and women are enraged. Simps are becoming passport bros, and women are enraged. So, guys, this is pretty interesting stuff. As you know, passport kings, it's continuing to grow. Men are walking away from Western society, relationships in Western society, choosing to focus on themselves and their own happiness. I was looking at this meme on another channel, and it's actually quite interesting. So, as you can see, it says women will live life on turbo easy mode by constantly receiving handouts and special treatment and say, it's like I've been through hell and back. And to be clear with you guys, this is the norm for a woman. A lot of the times when I show you guys videos of, let's say, homeless women, there's a big difference with these women, a huge difference with. When a man says that he's homeless, he means he's homeless. Unless he's able to come up with a couple of dollars to go and rent a room for the evening, he's homeless. A woman, on the other hand, when she says she's homeless, it's usually by choice. She has friends, she has family members, especially family members. She has a lot of options. There are a lot of shelters that were there for her that allowed her to stay there, gave her her own place. And what did she do? She took off and went away and basically went back to the streets. And then months later came back thinking that the place would still be there for her. Also, a lot of these women, they are staying with men. They're staying with Plan D guys. They're staying with simps. And, they may not be, they may not have a key, but they do have a place to sleep. They have a place to sleep, but the thing is that, these guys are often low value men. They get into relationships with these women, thinking that these women actually like them, and they're going to help this woman get back on her feet. They're going to give her, a place to stay, food to eat. And the craziest thing about these women is that these women take advantage of the situation, and they're still in terrible shape. They're still in terrible shape. Like, think about this very carefully. Someone is giving you a place to stay, right? So you don't have to pay any rent. And using that opportunity, you have a roof over your head. You can get yourself, if they allow you to shower at their place, great. If not, you can just get a gym membership, go to the gym, shower at the gym, work out, shower, take care of yourself, go back at night. You have a place to sleep, and you're getting access to food stamps. So you're fine, right? There's also a thing called the ACP, and the ACP basically means that you can get around $30, a $30 credit towards a cell phone bill or internet. So a woman can go, you know, and she can have the essentially spend $10 a month or nothing at all, have her cell phone paid for. So she doesn't have to cover the cost. She doesn't have to cover the cost of a cell phone, you know. She doesn't have any of those expenses, right? Get Metro PCS, or whatever. And in terms of, like I said, she'll get food stamps, she'll get Medicaid, so she has health insurance, and she has a place, so she has a roof over her head. So she has a base from where she can operate. She doesn't have to sleep on the street. She doesn't have to worry about those things. And she has options. For a man, that is luxury. They don't, and that's like that's like the bare bone minimum. A lot of women have, they just move in and they have, they do the whole living thing. But a lot of homeless women, they have options. They're somewhere, they're staying with some guy. And even then, they're like, my life has been so difficult. You don't know what I've gone through. I remember there was this one woman who, she was very pretty, and she ended up becoming something like a mechanic, like at a for like airplanes. But she was saying that she was sleeping in a box, and working as like a waitress, and then she got pregnant, and then yeah, some things don't add up at all. You're a very pretty girl, very pretty girl, and let me get this right: you were sleeping in a box, but then somehow you got pregnant. That doesn't there's something missing, and and that is probably the use of illicit substances, messing around with various men, and a bunch of other things. And of course, men are like, oh my gosh, she's so brave, she's so perfect. The Sims are running to the rescue. But guess what's happening now? A lot of the Sims are seeing what's happening with the Passport Kings, the success the Passport Kings are having, and they're going overseas, and they're simping overseas. They're simping overseas. And a simp will always be a simp. I have these guys constantly at my comments saying how amazing the Filipinas are and choosing the Filipinas over God. And a simp will always be a simp. Simp will always be a simp. But the crazy thing is that you have women in Western society, they're enraged because they're all living off the simp economy. These women can no longer pay, they can't pay their bills in this inflation. They cannot survive. They're living off credit, or they're living off the simps that are dwindling down. 98% of men are no longer marrying. So guys, only 2% of simps, well, only 2% of men are getting married right now. Only 2% of men are getting married, and that 2% are going to be, that's all simps, because only a simp is marrying at this point in Western society. Only a simp is getting married in Western society. No man in his right mind who is not a simp is getting married today. 98% of men are avoiding marriage. 98% of men. Only one couple out of every 100 couples are getting married. So that's 98%. 98% of men are not getting married. So the simps are still simping on Only Fools, right? And Lonely Fans, but they're not actually marrying these women. And these women are living off the simp economy, but it's ruining their lives because it's not sustainable. So many of these women think that they're going to be able to live off the simp economy into their 60s. They don't realize that the simps are gradually walking away. The simps are gradually walking away, going overseas and finding better options to simp on. It's the truth. It's the honest to goodness truth. A simp will always be a simp, but you're going to have, I've said this already, you're going to have women all over the world competing for Passport Kings. And they will also be competing for the simps, because the simp will always, because don't get me wrong, these women know that these men are simps. And and just like they want good men, they also want the simps, right? They also want the simps, and they will do more than the American woman to keep those simps, right? They will do, a lot of Filipinas, they have simps right now, but they're doing but they're doing a lot more. They cook, they clean. These are things that a woman in the Philippines naturally does. And they do all these things, and they keep the simp. And they keep the simp happy, because to keep a man happy in general, the only thing a woman has to do is make sure is that his belly is full and his balls are empty. And that's it. And he will be happy. That's all that it really takes. And simps are becoming passport bros. They're walking away from Western society. They're going overseas. They're finding better options. They're leaving women in Western society alone. And it's putting modern women in a very, very interesting situation and creating a lot of additional hardships. And no one's crying for them. Absolutely no one is crying for them. Not even most of the simps aren't even crying for them. You have a lot of the same simps who are saying things like men need to man up and men need to do this and all this other stuff. These are the same dudes that are also going overseas. Like the same dudes that are speaking tons of nonsense and jazz and still pushing simping in Western society aren't getting married. They're going overseas and finding women overseas. Guys, if you're enjoying the content, help get the channel to 100,000 subscribers. by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't, liking the video, and turning on notifications to never miss another video ever again. Sims are becoming passport bros and women are enraged. What do you guys think about this? I want to hear your thoughts, so let's talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.